Hello and welcome to this week's episode. This week I'm going to discuss to you my exact strategy for 2022 on how I'm going to get clients in my service-based business and how you could use this exact strategy to achieve 7-8 figures. Now this strategy is what I actually used in 2021 to achieve over 8 figures in revenue. And in fact, I actually gave this exact strategy to over 100 of my coaching clients who also were able to achieve all of their goals as well. So this strategy, you might think that this is mind-blowing and a crazy strategy. It is not. It is going to be mind-blowing for you to see how simple this strategy is, but it works if used effectively. Now, the key here is to actually implement. If you do not implement and have speed of implementation, everything I'm about to discuss doesn't even matter. The quicker you get stuff out, it doesn't matter if it has spelling errors or this or that, just get it done. Get it out. That is it. You have to make sure you get things done. So that's the most important thing when thinking about how to actually get your execution of your strategy done, is to actually get it done. Procrastination is you just sitting there wanting something but not actually going after it. So make sure to do that. Now, when we talk about a service-based business, we're in a field where it's harder to sell, right? Because people can't actually see what we're selling. And when you sell products, it's actually a tangible item. Somebody can see an item and say, oh, I like the quality of that. I like the look of that. I like the feel of that. A service-based business is very different because you can't actually show them a physical product. So a lot of times it's harder for us to actually sell. Now, there's a saying that people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And that's a very common saying. And that is absolutely true. So if you start to think about that people need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you, then you're gonna start to think about your strategy a little differently. So today I'm gonna talk to you about the ATM strategy. And the very first thing that you need in order to do anything is you need attention. I know it sounds very elementary, but without attention, people aren't going to know you. They're not going to know who you are. They're not going to know what you sell, and they're not going to know if they actually like you or not. So you need attention. Now, there are 3 different ways that I'm going out and getting attention. So the first is networking. Networking is not dead. I know that there's COVID, but there's so many digital networking groups and LinkedIn groups and so many different ways for you to do this. You have to pound the pavement. If you have a local service business, get on the phone and start calling local businesses. It is that simple to do it, and people are just so lazy that they don't want to actually do it. The second thing is media. And yes, I'm not saying social media, I'm saying media, because it's social media and it's also PR. These are really great ways to get out. It's to gain attention. The third way is referrals. I am a huge referral fan. I actually have hundreds of contracts in place with people who just refer business to me. How do you find these people? These are business development people. These are other coaches that don't actually have your services. So if you're a sales coach and there's a marketing coach or a business coach, maybe you two partner and develop a referral program. So I have developed a lot of different referral programs with life coaches and business coaches and business consultants and people of those nature that don't do what I do, and all I do is give them a referral fee. And the beautiful thing is that they are willing to do that because it's not a competition. So you want to find these people. This is probably my bread and butter out of all 3 of these areas, is this referral program that I have. And of course, you should also have a referral program for your actual current clients as well, because if a client is happy, they're more than willing to refer you business. I probably get 50% of my business just from number 3. You just have to put the effort in to put this in place. And once you put this in place, you can sit back a little bit because you have a referral system that works, and it's beautiful. The second thing is trust. Without trust, people are not going to want to buy from you. We're in the world where everybody can Google everything. If you have bad reviews online, you got to fix them. If you have unhappy customers, they're going to know. If they don't like you, they're not going to buy from you, because guess what? There's 100 other versions of you. So trust is a really, really incredibly important thing that you need to do in order to build trust with people who are actually going to buy from you. So how do you build trust? The first is content. Content is king. You've got to develop content that actually ladders up to your offer. But you've got to show your knowledge. You've got to show that people can understand that you know what you're talking about, the services that you offer. There's so many people that post content of them and their families or them walking on the beach, and that's beautiful, but put that in your Instagram stories. Don't put that as your post. Your post should be surrounded by solving problems. People have problems, and your solution will actually solve those problems. And when they can see that you can actually solve their problem, and they trust you that you're actually going to do it, and they like you, it's a recipe to get people to actually want to buy from you. The other thing is social proof. Now, this can come in forms of two things. It can come from the forms of testimonials, but it can also come in forms of PR. So if you're on Forbes or Entrepreneur or writing in a column and you're in credible media outlets, people are going to trust you more because people like Forbes don't just put anybody on their website. So you want to make sure that you have social proof and that you're putting that out. Don't be afraid to boast about your social proof. It is one of the most important things that you can do. The third thing is relationships. This is so important because without building relationships with people, they can't actually form trust with you. Sometimes people think they could just post content and go right to a sale. No, it's a process. You've got to be in the DMs building relationships. You've got to jump on the phone with them, build relationships. Build that relationship to the point where they trust you so much that they have no problem whipping out their credit card. But without building that relationship first and building that trust, it's going to be very difficult for you to do absolutely anything. The last thing is monetization. All right. So this is where you actually monetize, and it's simple. You need an irresistible offer. At the end of the day, if your offer sucks, it doesn't matter how much attention or trust you have. If your offer is not what they need, 1, 2, if your offer is not good or comparable, or 3, your price does not match the service that you do, nobody's going to actually buy from you. So incredibly important to gain attention, build trust, and then monetize once you have that with the right offer. So I hope this video helps you build your company and scale this year in 2022. And remember, this is a simple strategy, but it's effective if you actually use it. Well, that's all I have for you today, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned something of how you could build and scale your company in 2022. If you have not already, hit that subscription button so you can check out next week's video on how to scale your business.